Hello all, welcome back to Sri Sai Tech Edu YouTube channel, Read, Lead, Success. I am dealing with the subject Python. This is the first topic in Python, that is Python basics. Today in this video, we will learn all the basics of Python. The contents we are going to discuss in this video are introduction, expressions, integer, floating point and string data types, string concatenations and replication, storing values in variables, our first program and dissecting your program. We learn these all things in this video. These all are basics of Python. Introduction. Python is an example of a high-level language, same like other high-level languages like C, C++, Perl and Java. I hope you have heard C, C++, Java. In the same way, Python is also an example of high-level language. The advantages are many using Python. Nowadays, any AI, machine learning program, anything is related to which programming language? Python. In Python, the instructions are less. Whereas in C, C++, Java, the instructions are more and the lines of codes are more. But in Python, they are less and very high level and effective language. First, it is much easier to program in a high level language. It is easier to program in high level language. Programs written in high level language take less time to write. They are shorter and easier to read. They are more likely to be cut. They take less time to write. They are shorter and easier, as well as they are more likely to be correct. Second, high level languages are portable, meaning that they can run on different kinds of computers with few or no modifications. The same code can be run on different computers. Portable is nothing but can be moved from one computer to other computer. We can transfer, maybe with no modifications or few modifications, and it will run properly. This is one more example. Two kinds of programs process high level languages into low level languages. That is interpreters and compilers. Machine doesn't understand the code. Why? Because machine requires machine level code, either assembly level code, so that or machine level code need to be given to the computers, or else it can't understand. So the high level languages need to be converted into low level languages. There are two kinds of programs that will do that. That is one interpreters and another one is compilers. An interpreter reads a high level program and executes it, meaning that it does what the program says. It processes the program a little at a time, alternatively reading lines and performing computations. Nothing but the source code, whatever is there, it is going to interpret line by line and give the output. If any error, it is going to tell line by line itself. Nothing but there is some code. It is going to do line by line interpretation and giving the output. But whereas compiler, it is not the case. Compiler reads the program and translates it completely before the program starts running. In this context, the high level program is called the source code and the translated program is called the object code or the executable. Once it is converted into object code, once a program is compiled, you can execute it repeatedly without any further translation. Again, no need to translate. Once it is compiled properly, we will get the output. We can execute how many ever times we want. If you see here, there is no interpretation of line by line. In compiler, what happens is from this source code to this object code, it is going to be translated by the compiler, so that once it is translated, it can be executed repeatedly without any further translation. Once it is compiled, we can execute or run the program, how many ever times we want, and get the output. In Python, 2 plus 2 is nothing but a simple expression, basic expression instruction in the language. Expression consists of maybe values, it can consist of, it can maybe operators, and it will evaluate a single value into a single value. For example, you can use Google Colab or you can use Jupyter Lab in Anaconda as a interactive shell where you can type 2 plus 2, so that you will get 4. So some of the math operators we will see here. Exponent, we write 2 asterisks, so it is nothing but an exponent. Modulus, the percentage symbol is called modulus, and integer division means double forward slash division, 1 forward slash multiplication asterisk, subtraction minus addition. 2 star star 3 or asterisk asterisk 3 means the first number will be the base and 3 will be the exponent. So 2 power 3 is 8. Modulus is nothing but modulus. What it does? What modulus does is, when you divide 22 by 8, it will divide and the remainder value it is going to give. For example, 22 by 8 means you will get 22 by 8 means 8 2s are 16. 8 2s are 16. So 22 minus 16 you will get as 6. Right? So like that modulus operator works. Then integer division. 22 forward slash 8 means it is going to give the output as evaluates to the quotient. This is remainder, this is quotient. If forward slash 2 times it is given, the quotient is given as the output. If modulus operator, it is the remainder. Division, normal division with the floating point, it is 2.75 you will get. Then 3 into 5 is nothing but multiplication. 5 minus 2 subtraction, addition, 2 plus 2. There is some order of operations, also called as precedence. Of Python, math operators is similar to that of mathematics. Almost similar to mathematics, that is board mass will be used now. See, 2 asterisks operator is evaluated first. First is exponent. Then star, forward slash, double slash, percentage you are going to operate. From left to right only. Then plus and minus operators, okay, that are evaluated last. That is nothing but again left to right. We will see one of the example. See, this is the example. If you see here, you are getting 16 as the answer. How? If you see here, first this bracket, see, first brackets we need to solve first. Why? Because it is off operator. Into 5 minus 1 we will get 4, 7 plus 1 8, 3 minus 1 2, 1 by 1. See, first you can only do first bracket, then you write 7 plus 1, 3 minus 1, 4 into 7 plus 1 8, then 3 minus 1, 4 8 2. Okay, then here first what we should do? 8 by 2. 8 by 2 is not 2 by, that is nothing but 2 4s 8, 4 4s are 16. See, if multiplication is done first, 8 4s are 32, 32 by 2, again 60. You can either do multiplication first or the division first. You will get 16 as the answer. Next topic, the integer, floating point and string data types. A data type is a category for values and every value belongs to exactly one data type. In programming languages, we have data types like integers, floating point numbers, strings, like that. There are some values which belongs to that one data type only. Common data types we know what? Integers, right? Here integers means -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All integers. Floating point numbers, with a decimal point, 1.25 minus 1.0, like that. Decimal, floating point numbers means. Strings means which are characters, nothing but hello, your name, A, B, C, D, A to Z, whatever you write, that is a string. See, always surround your string in single quotes. For using Python code, in Python code, the string should be written in the the quotes, single quotes. Okay, in single quote only we should write the characters, that is hello, goodbye, like that. So Python knows whether this string begins, where the string begins and ends. For example, writing hello. If you write this single quote, it will get to know that this is starting O, and after if you give the next single quote, it will think that the string is ended. It will get to know. You can even have a string with no characters in it, like a blank string also you can have. If you ever see the error message, syntax error, UOL while scanning the string literal, you probably forgot the final single quote character at the end of the string, such as in this example. For example, you forgot this end single quote. It will show UOL while scanning the string literal. So you need to change this and execute once again. Then you will get the correct output. Next, string concatenation and replication. The meaning of an operator may change based on the data types of the values next to it. Yes, no, the meaning of an operator will change. How? For example, plus is the addition operator. When we give two integers of floating point numbers, it will add 2 plus 2 or 2.14 plus 3.14, it will add. But when plus is used between two strings, like Alice plus Bob with the single quotes, then string concatenation happens. The output will be Alice Bob. Okay, you can try with your names also. For example, I will write Tom and Jerry. Okay, I hope everyone likes Tom and Jerry. So we'll try with Tom and Jerry. First string is Tom plus another plus, then Jerry, Jerry, Jerry. So output will be what? Tom, Jerry. No space between. It is going to concatenation is nothing but it is going to add the both strings. Understanding? See, why they are telling operator may change as the data types of the values next to it change. Why? Because see, plus, if you are giving with the values, then it will add. But strings with the plus, then it is going to concat. Means they are going to concat. Nothing but doing like this. Alice stop. Concatenating or cascading to strings. The expression evaluates down to a single value, new string value that combines the text of the two strings. It is going to combine the two strings. However, if you try to use the plus operator on a string and the integer value, Python will not know how to handle this and will display an error. See, if you are using plus operator between a string and the integer, Python will not know how to add them or how to combine them, concatenate them. So it will show the error. Can't convert int object to string implicitly. Understanding, this is the int operator. It can't convert to string implicitly, no. So it will tell can't convert int object to string implicitly. Okay. But there is a replication which we can do. How we can do replication? The star operator is used for replication when it operates on two integers. See, if you are doing 2 into 2, it will multiply. If we do 2.14 into 3 if you do, it will multiply. But if the star operator is used on the string value and one integer value, then it becomes string replication operator. See, a string multiplied with star or a asterisk into 5, it will give the output as Alice. If you write your name, your name in the, for example, Anu is your name, okay, Anu, into 3, it will give 3 times Anu, like that. You can write the string operator in the single quote into 5, then it will give 5 times the output. It is going to replicate the string. It is replicating this string. Okay, the star operator can be used with only two numeric values, or one string value and one integer value. Otherwise, Python will just display an error. Again, if you do two strings, what it can do? It don't know how to do it. Am I right? It can't know. And if it is non-int type, like if it is doing 5.0, float point also it will not understand. See, into 5 means it can know that it is 5 and it will show. But it is floating point number, no? 5.0 is a floating point, decimal point is there. Then also it will show error. And if any two strings or also it is multiplying, then it will show error. Why? Because the Python will not understand what to display. It will show an error. If integer and string, it will show. If two integer or numerical values, it will show output. But two strings, it can't replicate. And one string with one floating point number, it can't. 5.0, it can't. 10, it can. 5, it can. But 5.0, it will show error. Storing values in variables. Variables are nothing like a box. Okay, keep that in mind. In storing values in variables, first we'll say assignment statements. A variable is like a box in the computer's memory where you can store a single value. A variable is nothing but is like a box in the computer's memory where you can store a single value. See, usually you store in your box your items. Girls store their things like that in some boxes, right? In the same way, in Python, the variable is nothing but a box in the computer's memory. It is like a box which is present in the memory of the computer. Then you can store a single value. Understanding? If there is if this is a computer's memory, there will be some blocks like this. Okay, these are boxes. In this you can store the value like 1. So this box is nothing but the variable. This is nothing but the computer's memory, and inside we can store the single value. Understanding? Like that we can store in Python. If you want to use the result of an evaluated expression later in your program, you can save it in inside a variable. See, for example, if you want to use a value which can need to be repeated again in your program, then if you store in a variable, then that variable, from that variable you can fetch again, so that it will be present in that variable. You can store that value. Storing values in variables is done with an assignment statement. How? An assignment statement consists of a variable name equals to sign called assignment operator, and the value to be stored. See, this is the example. If you enter assignment statement like this, you will write the variable name. Here I have took as a spam. If you see, this spam is the box which is in the computer's memory. Box is nothing but what? Variable, and this is the value you are storing. So you can take this in the place of spam as a is your variable, a equals to 42, b equals to 42, or your name equals to 42. That will be the variable. Anything you can take as a variable. Okay, so in that variable you are going to add the, for example, you are doing a summing program. Sum equals to 2 you can take. You can add, okay, like that. Then a variable named span will have integer value stored 42 in it. A variable initialized or created the first time a value is stored in it. A variable is initialized the first time a value is stored in it. Initially when you store, for example, that this one indicates this. If you see, when in spam, if you are storing 40, okay, if you print spam if you give, it will give 40, means it is initialize the first time. Okay, after that you can use it in expressions with other variables and values. How? If you give x is equals to 2, spam plus x, then it will become 42. So you are adding spam value and x value. So you can use further like that. When a variable is assigned to a new value, like spam plus x plus spam, then what happens? 40 plus 40 plus 2, 82 it will give. Understanding? But because now x is also initialized with 2. X also has x variable also has this variable value 2. So then the old value is forgotten. See what it is telling. when variable is assigned to a new value. For example, spam is equals to spam plus 2. Give spam. It is giving 42 as the answer. Why? Why? Because initially the spam value is 40 plus 2. Right? The spam value will become what? 42. Understanding? Like that. 42, it is going to add 40 plus 2. 42. Okay. If you see here, the old value is forgotten, which is spam evaluated. Why? Because we are storing this, we are overwriting. How? For the spam variable itself, we are adding spam plus 2. Right? Spam, if you give 42. Here actually when you did initially the variable spam, then what you got as 40. But here for the same variable, you are adding that variable plus 2. Then what happens? The 40 plus 2, 42. So it will show 42. So it is forgotten this old variable and it is giving the new variable which is stored. New variable value, it is stored. So that is the 42. So nothing but is what? Overwriting the variable. This is called overwriting the variable. Entering the following code into the interactive shell to try overwriting a string. You can write that in interactive shell like as I told Google Colab or Python in Anaconda Jupyter Lab. You can get this. You can understand how overwriting can be done. Spam equals to hello. One more see. Spam equals to hello. Now hello string is stored in spam. We can show strings also. If you give spam, you will get as hello. Spam equals to goodbye. The spam, it will become goodbye. If you see here, now the spam equals to hello is forgotten by spam. Why? Because we are adding a new goodbye as the string. So now spam output will be goodbye. So hello will be removed from the variable, that box, and goodbye will be added to that box, nothing but to that variable. Understanding? Like that we can store or we can change the values in the variables, nothing but box. See, if you have box with you, initially you have put earrings in it and you removed and you put bangles in it. You should remove first, no? If you want to put something else. Same way, we remove the thing. To remove, directly we can override. Putting another value, the other value will be forgotten. Understanding? Like that. Variable names. You can name a variable anything as long as it obeys. There are some rules for writing the variable names. You can write whichever name you want, but there are some rules you need to follow. It can be only one word. It can be only one word. Like you can't write, for example, my name, space name. Like this you can't write the variable. Understanding? If you want to write also my name, without space you should give. It should be one word. The variable should be only one word. It can use only letters, numbers and the underscore. It can either use letters, numbers and underscore only. Okay, no other special characters. It can't begin with a number. Like it can't begin with the 9, A, like that. A9 you can write. A9 as a variable you can write, but 9A you can't write. So initially it can start with letters and no special characters, only underscore can be used. It can begin with a number. It can't begin with a number. Sorry, it can't begin with a number. Variable names are case sensitive, meaning that this spam are 4 different variables. See, if you change one single letter also, it is a different variable. Here only S is capital, so it is a different. All are small, it is different variable. So you can use like this variable, second you can use like this variable. So case sensitive is nothing but even one variable is changed from case sensitive like to capital, then also it is a different variable. So 4 different types of variables these are. It is a Python convention to start your variables with a lowercase letter. Usually in Python we use the we'll start the variable with a small letter like spam or egg, like that. Any of the variable, it's your wish. The examples which you have done, no? So with that only I am telling. Then valid and invalid variables. What are valid and invalid variables? Valid variables, balance. Invalid variables, current balance, hyphens are not allowed. Current balance, spaces are not allowed. Okay, here there is no space, so it is a valid variable. Here space is there, it is invalid. It is invalid. Again, spam, underscore spam. Here 42 can't begin with a number. Then current balance, it is correct. For account, it can't start with a number. Okay. Then spam, this is okay, allowed. Total underscore dollar, no, special characters not allowed. Then account for, it is allowed. Hello, special characters like even single quotes are not allowed for variables. Okay, without single quote, if they have given only hello, it is correct. If these single quotes are present, these are special characters, so it is not allowed. Okay, so you should know these basics of how to use the variables and its rules. Let us start with a simple program. How? See, first you want to, this program says what? Hello and ask for name. How exactly we need to write? We'll see. Print hello world. The inside the print, if you want to print something, print in bracket with a single quotes you need to mention. So whatever is there, it will print. Even here you can use spaces also. Print in single quote, what is your name? It is asking. Then the variable name, my name is used, is equals to input, open and close bracket. If you give like this, at the time of execution, it will ask for the input. Okay. What is the name? If it asks, then if you give the value, that value will be stored in this my name variable. Okay. Print, it is good to meet you plus my name. So what it is going to do? It will write, it will print, it is good to meet you, and it will concat with what? With the my name variable what you have added, what is stored in the my name value. Then print, the length of your name is, the length of your name is going to calculated and given. Print len of my name. See, it will print first this, then to calculate the length there is something called len, L-E-N. In brackets, if you put in print len of my name, whatever is stored, it is going to calculate the length and it is going to print. Okay, then print what is your age. Now it will ask what is your age. Then one more variable you will take, my age is equals to input. So whatever you provide this age, no, it is going to be added to this my age variable. Okay, then what you are printing, you will be, the string you will be plus the string int of my age plus 1. Okay, string int of my age plus 1. Why? Because the my age is what? It is in the form of integer. So you will take as int, okay, plus 1. Okay, it will add and it should give as a string. Why? Because we want as a string output. So you will write as a string plus in a year, again string. The number you can't concatenate, no. So only you give data type a string, it will concatenate. We will see how output exactly will come. Okay. See, first it is going to ask hello world, then what is your name, then you will give like all is your name, okay, al. Then in my name the al is stored now. Okay, now it is good to meet you all. Why? Because it is going to concatenate. Plus operator is a concatenation. My name has what? Al as the variable or the value stored in the variable my name. So it is going to give us, it is good to meet you all. Then the length of your name is, it is going to print. Then it is, we have given print len of my name. So len of my name is what? Al. 2 is the length of your name. 2 characters. Then it is asking what is your age. They need to input 4. 4 is your age, for example. Then what is asking to print? It will print you will be plus. Here it is not in the form of string. It is in the integer. So you will add that integer my age, whichever the value is stored in the my age variable, plus 1 and make it to string by giving it as a string in the bracket. String bracket. So it will convert into string. So you can easily concatenate 5 in a year. So plus 1 it is going to add and it is telling in a year you will become 5. So this is a simple program, right? If you start writing like this on your own, then you can develop your programming skills. It is not a one day go. Same like other subjects, like for example you take maths. You can't get in one day, right? Any problematic subjects, you will try to solve them, understand them from basics. For example, you don't know initially ABCD. You have learned it from very past, from the young age ABC. Now you can make sentences. Same programming. You should know basics. These are whatever I'm doing in this video. No, these are like basic, like ABCD only. If you know this ABCD, if you write and practice them, or try to do different codes like this, simple codes like this, you will get to know what is your error. So you can correct it and make a very big codes like what the sentences you will make in English. See, so you should understand how to do the basics. You should practice them in the interactive shell like Google Colab or Jupyter Lab. If possible, even I'll do a video on Jupyter Lab and the Google Colab, how to use if possible. Then you'll understand. So it will be easy for you. You can start building your projects slowly. If this is the basics, you'll start learning the basics. You can build very big projects. You can solve a problem statement if given. So please understand in that way. Anything, it should have a practice from basic. So this is the basic. Understand it properly and try to write like this simple programs if possible, so that it will be a good exercise for you to write a simple programs, and you will get to know the errors. You'll understand what I'm doing error, what is the error, so you can rectify, and that you will not repeat again. Okay. We will dissect the program. The program, what is there now? We will dissect the program and understand one by one, line by line. So we have done that. I've already shown, but once again I will show how exactly one by one what can be in the program, the main block, the main program, how it looks. Comments is nothing but like if you give hash and comment. Python ignores comments. You can write comments just to understanding that what is the actions performed. Like you can use them to write notes or remind yourself what the code is trying to do. What code is doing, you can use this hash and write. For example, you're adding you can write hash add variables, so that you'll know that what it is doing there, what action is doing. Anyway, that code is not going to be executed. It will ignore. Python will ignore. If you want, it will be easy for you, so that you can write any text for the rest of the line following a hash mark is a part of a comment. Sometimes coders, what they do, they will put hash comments to some of the lines, so that they can try with other code. If that is working, okay. If not working, they can come back to. If they remove the hash part, again it can they can be using as a executable code. If hash is given, the Python will not execute, and it will ignore. If you want that code again back, you can remove that hash symbol, then it will execute. Like that also you can use. Then print function. Print function displays the string value inside the parenthesis. In print function, there is a string value like hello world you can give, what is your name you can give, ask for them. See how comments are used, ask for their name. Like that you can write. When Python executes this line, you say that Python is calling the print function. What Python is doing, it is calling the print function, and string value is being passed to the function. And the string value is passed into this function. Print is a function. It is passing the value to the function. A value that is passed to a function called an argument. See, the print function is a function, and in brackets whatever is there, the string is passed. This passed string is called as argument. So that will be displayed whenever you run. You can also use this function to put blank line on screen. Like just if you call print and do like this, put that brackets with parenthesis, then with nothing in between the parenthesis, then what it will do, it will give a break or a blank line on the screen. You can use that print option without any string, just parenthesis. Also you can use for a blank line. Then input function. The input function waits for the user to type some text on the keyboard. And press enter. If user entered al, then expression would evaluate my name equals to al. Understanding? See, my name equals to input. This if you write in this way, this input value whatever you give, it will be stored in this variable. Understanding? Whenever you write this code, the Python will be waiting for you to give some input. Okay. printing the user's name. How to print? It is good to meet you. The line next what we have seen. We are concatenating plus my name. Whatever we stored in my name, it is going to get that. If al is a value stored, then it will give it is good to meet you al. I'm again explaining why, because you can understand, you can dissect your program and understand it. So separately I'm showing. The length function. You can pass the length function a string value or a variable containing the string. Only string values, and the function evaluates the integer value of the number characters in that string. For example, print the length of your name is. The length of your name is. Print length of my name. My name, you have some value. That value or that string will be here. So it will count the number of characters and it will give the output. The length function. String, int and float functions. What are those? If you want to concatenate an integer such as 29 with a string to pass print, you will need to get value 29, which is string form. The string function can be passed an integer value and will evaluate a string value. What they are telling? If you want to get that 29 integer value to pass print, but the print function will take only integer value, string values. What to do? First, you'll convert string of 29. If you give string for the string function, it will convert into the string function with a single quote. Then what you can do for printing I am. So string of, if you give the 29, you know that you will get like this. So if you give string of 29 plus years old, it will give us I am 29 years old, like this. Then in the code what we have seen, 6th line, print what is your age. Then my age input. The input, it is waiting for input. If you give, it will be stored in the variable. Then you will be dash, you will be plus, that is concatenating string of int of my age. Int of y, because the integer value you are going to give, that will convert into string. It will add +1 and then convert into string. In a year, it will give the output accordingly. See, if you see string 0, it will convert into string 0. String floating point, it will convert into floating point. String 42. So int 42. Int of string value, if you give also, it will give 42 only. Int of string type, if you give also, it will give -99. Int of 1.25. Integer value, it will not consider this floating point value. So it will give only 1. After a decimal point, it is not going to consider. Int of 1.99. Whatever the value after the decimal point, it will not consider. But because it is not floating, it is int data type. Float value means what? 3.14. It will give the whole value. Float 10. It will give 10.0. Why? Because it wants a decimal point. So it will give, if there is no decimal point, it will give 0.0 as the decimal point and it will give 0 if you are not mentioning any point value. Understanding? So by this, these are the basics of Python. Okay. With a new topic of Python, next further topic, I'll do one more video. Till here, these are the basics. Try building your new code so that you will be more confident. Thank you from Sri Sai Tech Edu YouTube channel. Read, lead, success. Keep reading.